It's the time of year where I start to need to read romance because I'm burnt out. I want to be a corporate European girly who has 2 weeks off between Christmas and New Year's, but I'm not. I'm a healthcare worker and I need to escape. So I read romance. And where better to get my recommendations from than from BookTok? So I read a BookTok darling, and I'm gonna tell you how I felt about it. So I finally read Haunting and Hunting Adeline, and I have thoughts on, I have thoughts. Hello book friends, welcome back to the channel. Hello if you're new. I tend to read more romance in the winter months going into the end of the year for some reason. It happens almost every year where I just kind of like need it. Something happens. I think it's the Hallmark season, the rom-com season, if you will. But I don't really like those, so I read romances that are on the darker side that would make me have to discuss why I like them with my therapist, I think. And BookTok is particularly good at recommending books in that genre, or at least they seem to be. So I picked up this duology that I've seen for quite a long time. This has been out for a while. I have been aware of them prior to seeing them on BookTok. But what kind of pushed me over the edge was watching like the men of BookTok, men on TikTok, partners of BookTokers read these books and react to them. And I was like, okay, how bad can it be? Because I've read Den of Vipers, which is arguably, I don't yuck anybody's yum on this channel. We do not kink shame, whatever floats your boat. But like, Den of Vipers covered a lot of things that I was like, huh, interesting kink. This flirts with that a little bit, but I don't know. I do not see the like crazy love for this duology that seems to be pervasive on BookTok. Let me give you some context since most people that watch me don't watch me for romance books. This is the time of year where you get to get a little peek into just like how eclectic and sometimes unhinged my reading is. But this follows Zaid and Adeline. Adeline is an indie author. She's stretched for this one. Adeline is an indie author. She lives in this like big old house that was like her grandmother's or something. And Zaid is this vigilante hitman kind of guy. And he basically works to shut down like CP rings and like trafficking rings and stuff like that. And we don't know why. They don't really ever give us true context for like why he's so obsessed with all of this, but he is. But he sees her like through a bookshop window at a book signing or something like that. Like he sees her from afar and he's like, you know what I want to do? I want to stalk her. So he stalks her. And she's into that, which is fine. Again, I said, don't kink shame here. If you're into that, that's your thing, go for it. But that is like the beginning of their romance. But there really is no romance in this. It's basically like he stalks her and chases her a lot. She realizes that she literally likes to be chased and that like is fun for her. There is a scene with a pew-pew. There's just no romance in these books. And like, it's not even great smut. Like, smut's fine, but like, it's mostly just stuff for shock value and not necessarily like, I don't know. I don't care about these people. And that's like book one. Book two is just too long. And I feel like it jumps the shark. Like it's trying so hard to capture whatever like captured people in book one. And so it's just trying to like up the ante and up the ante, and I just don't care. I think they're terribly, like they're too long for what they are. I don't understand the chemistry between these two people. He hasn't even read any of her books. Like I don't get, there's no character like setup or development. There's this whole secondary plot line of like this diary she finds, she finds a diary in each of them. She finds a diary in book one that was like her great grandmother's, and it's talking about this affair she has, and like somehow that intertwines with the actual romance. It's like the modern, like the current timeline, and it's stupid. Like I don't know why we need to care about it. And then in book two, there's another diary that she finds, and then I think she adds to the diary as well. It doesn't need to be there. You can take it out. It doesn't need to exist. It literally adds nothing to the story. And I feel like what these are trying to be, and I said this a lot, if you watch my writing vlogs, you will have seen me go off on these. I think in 2 vlogs, I think I talk about these books, but these were not good. They gave me Mind Fuck series vibes, which was not good either, like in the way it was written, but it was so addictive and it was so fun, and it could have had some more smut, but the plot was fantastic, and every like chapter, every book, it's like a 5-book series, left you on a cliffhanger and you just needed to know what happened, and it got like crazier and crazier and crazier, but you believed it because everything was so crazy beforehand. You were like, yeah, I guess it could be this crazy now because we've already been so crazy. And I felt like it was trying to be like that, or to capture those vibes, and it just fell so short of the mark for me. So I know that these are people's favorites. I know that these are very beloved, but they didn't do it for me at all. Like I need more than just shock value, I guess. And I actually need you to make some sort of character development. But hey, if this is your cup of tea, go for it. So I tried it. So far, the BookTok smutty recommendations, despite being abundant, have disappointed me. Because I did read one other book in this little flash of needing to read romance, and I was equally disappointed. Actually, I think I was more disappointed with that one. But anyway, I did not really like this duology. I think it's kind of dumb. I wish that she had put more effort into explaining like why people are doing the things they're doing, or like why certain things exist in these books. But all right, I read them now, so now I know. And once again, BookTok has let me down. So while the rest of BookTube is discussing how BookTok is fast fashion, I am reading their terrible book recommendations. Thank you guys for watching. For those of you who do, I know it's outside of the norm of my book reviews, but yeah, I read a lot of things. Anyway, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want.